Olamilekan Agbeleshebioba is an award-winning Nigerian artist, is a singer, songwriter, and interestingly, hails from Ogun State, and indeed the ambassador, youth ambassador of Ogun State, and he's as well ambassador of the Sickle Foundation, and that's amidst several other things that he does. I can easily and readily say he's a man that wears several hats. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm actually impressed you got the name on the first try. Olamilekan Agbeleshebioba.
Twice.
No, yeah, that's impressive.
Now, interestingly, you happen to have a big day coming. So you're going to be 30. And I've been more than curious to know, what big plans do you have for the big 3 and 0?
I'm not really a birthday guy and numbers guy. For me, this year alone, I've achieved a lot, and I'm still doing something that, I've finished my master's degree in international relations. I'm picking up new languages I'm learning. So, by the end of the year, hopefully I'll be able to speak some languages fluently.
What are these languages?
I'm not gonna say it now. I don't like talking about them. But once I'm done,
about them when we're out?
Yeah, probably helps with being multilingual. Helps. So I'm actually learning new languages. I'm also doing something major also in entertainment at the moment. But like I said, I don't really like to talk about things that I'm doing. I like the results. I like the results. Yeah, I like to show evidence. I don't like to explain.
Let's put it out there.
Yeah. So for me, I'm going to be 30. Oh yeah, fine. That's cool. I'm grateful. I've experienced a lot in these 30 years. For me, music is much more than you just creating and just, oh yeah, I'm number one. Oh yeah, I sold this number of, now music became about numbers. Do you believe that somebody is doing a show in a 85,000 capacity and it sold 65,000 and people are saying, oh, the show is a failure? You, 65,000 people, you brought 65,000 people to a stadium to listen to your music, and you are there sitting in your house saying that the show was a flop. Do you know what it means? That's much more. That means 65,000 people can connect with you to the point where they came from wherever it was they were to come sit down or stand up and listen to you and sing with you. I think a lot of people really just do not understand how most artists perceive their music. Like me, I'm creating music to express myself and my feelings and my emotions and my experiences. Now, if there's 1,000, 2,000 people that can connect with that same thing, that's awesome. I did a show in Eco Hotels, 6,000 capacity, and it was sold out. After that, it was like, okay, so am I going to now go on this hurdle of trying to prove myself to people over again because I went on a reality show and they feel like, oh yeah, the reality show is why So I thought about all these things. I'm like, I need to find joy and I need to find happiness in everything that I'm doing. And right now, music isn't giving me that because there's too much of this scrutiny. Not like it gets to me, but the whole point is I want to enjoy it as much as I've been enjoying it before all this. And that was why I felt like the second love is academia. And that was why I decided to go for it. For me, music turned into something weird, something that I'm like, I enjoy creating the music.
But the feedbacks?
No, it's not even the feedback. I have loads of people that love my music. It's not the feedback, but it's just there's a whole, I don't even know, is it caucus or is it sect or something? But there's just those people who feel like, oh, you don't deserve to be here yet. And they say yet. They don't even say you don't deserve to be there. Say, yeah, you just blew up now.
Who do you have to prove?
I don't have anything to prove to.
Yet removed to be.
They will be fine now. I'm not following their own rules anymore now. I don't. They are there. Everybody knows them. They know themselves. It's there. It's glaring. You see some people create some kind of music and people are like, oh no, this isn't what we like. But you used to like. It's understandable though. People's tastes change. But for me, I feel music is too sacred for what we've turned it into.
Okay, let me get to this. I said I was going to talk about your work advocating and, ensuring that the fight to bring the number down in Nigeria, particularly of sickle cell warriors, is actually a reality. Nigeria houses the highest population of sickle cell disease carriers and equally those with the disease, right? And I looked at when you came out in 2020 to say, oh guys, this is it. I'm a warrior, and I felt like this must be deep, and I'm like, oh, how serious can the pain be? What does it mean to live this life of a sickle cell warrior?
I didn't know I was sickle cell till like 2012. So for me, I'd always lived my life thinking, oh, it's a normal thing. And then my parents didn't also know. So there were no restrictions whatsoever to the type of play, the type of stress. I fetched water, I was carrying water on my head. We'll put oshuka, I'll tie it, I'll fetch water. There are times when there's no water, I will cross to the other side of the road because we were actually living beside Lagos Abeokuta Expressway. So I would genuinely cross the culvert, cross the other road, fetch the water, come back and repeat the same thing, and then come and then go back upstairs and then pour the water inside the drum. So I lived that life because I didn't know, nobody knew. And I think I am grateful that I didn't find out until 2012, because it was when I was trying to do university medicals that I now discovered that, oh yeah, I'm SC. And then I went to a genetic doctor and she explained basically everything to me. And then they gave me drugs. But I'm not going to lie, I did not use the drugs because I felt like I've been living up to this point and I've just been living the way I've been living. I don't want to start using it now. So
until 19, you never had any crisis?
I mean, I didn't think it was, that's the thing. I could feel myself growing, like, but I still thought it was something natural that every other person experiences. You feel your bones stretching, you feel your bones aching, like you can feel everything. That's how I experienced mine. But luckily for me, I'm still one of the few people, because I have SC, not SS or CC. CC is worse, SS is worse. SC is almost certainly you're going to really experience the other side, to be honest, from what she explained to me. But then there's a few set of people that you don't experience anything at all. Like, you're just a carrier, and I think I am one of them.
What do you think that people can do, the government can do? How do you expect for there to be a response in the society to stemming, the population growth?
Okay, so the thing is, the government can do its part, but I feel like pharmaceutical companies are privately owned. They're privately owned, so that's why the expenses. So what the government can then do is probably subsidizing healthcare for this particular set of people would reduce the burden on the families of people living with sickle cell. And also, concerning the AS, AC, SS, AA, I feel like in the Sickle Cell Nigeria Foundation at Idi Araba, there's a machine that can detect the genotype of your kid, of your baby, of your
fetus,
yes,
when you're pregnant.
Yes, I think 2 months in. But then again, that's why there's also marriage planning, family planning, where you know your genotype before you get married or before you start trying to recreate. But another thing is, in these things, you have to be 100% sure, because I was reading something on an app, on X, and somebody said, oh, he lost the love of his life because of fake genotype or inaccurate genotype tests. They said he was AS, and I think he was actually AA. And because he was AS, he couldn't marry the girl that was AS. So, I mean, 2 years after I did the test again, and then they said it's AA. So it's crazy like that. But I think, yes, like I said, double test and make sure. And also, there's a bone marrow transplant in Idi Araba also. The Sickle Cell Foundation Nigeria launched the first bone marrow transplant. You are able to actually have a bone marrow transplant. So we're calling on people that want to support to actually come support, donate, so that the facility can start working fully and so that other people can start using the facility too.
Let me just ask you, what hope do you see for a sickle cell warrior?
There's hope. There's a lot of hope, and I believe that your mind is more powerful than your body. I mean, look at Steve Hawking. I don't know. I think he had ALS, and look at the kind of things that he did in his field, in the field of physics. So I feel like, yes, you're a warrior, but it's not going to stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. You have to keep believing that. And then there's hope. There's a lot of people that are working on finding the best and cheap way to eradicate this sickle cell. And there are people that are still voicing out, talking about it every day. There are people that are dedicating their lives to make sure that your next 10 years, you are not living with the condition that you are living with right now. So, I mean, there is a lot of hope because a lot of people are not keeping quiet about it.
But when we look at the way people look at top-down art, stigmatize people living with the sickle cell disease, what do you have to say regarding that? How do you educate people?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to, like I said, for every situation that always happens, I always say you just have to ask yourself, what if it was you? I mean, if you feel like someone has sickle cell and then you're saying, I don't want, like, I do know that there's always this, I don't want him to play with me, he's not going to play well. Like, people don't always want to associate with them because they feel like you're going to give me less of your work. And for me, like I said, I didn't really know I was, but what I noticed when I was really young. So you
never experienced stigmatization?
I did, because I was tiny. I was a tiny kid. So I've experienced it, but I just thought it was because of my body size, because I was tiny, not because I was tiny, fragile. And at that point, when I think it was around 4 or 5 years, I thought about it. I said, what's that thing? What's that thing? What's that thing? And I discovered it was my mind. Okay, if I can't do things physically, then I should be able to do them in my mind, because this mind will be able to do other things. So then and there, I started training my mind as opposed to every other thing else. But like I said, we need to do better as a people. We need to talk more about it and say no to stigmatization. You can't be saying because this person is this, you don't want to play with them, you don't want to talk to them, you don't want to be their friend, because honestly, they're human beings like you, and everybody deserves love.
Currently, at this pace, at this point in time in Nigeria, in the entertainment industry, in the music industry, there seems to be a big elephant in the room, and we have to talk about it. We have to talk about bullying, whether we like it or not.
Bullying?
Yes, please. So I saw your post, and I want to read it out to you.
Okay.
And you are not the only one who's voiced out in a way or the other, but you wrote, for someone who is very logical, I've been super emotional in the past few days, no explanation, different people coming up with different theories. The truth might actually be lost in the midst of all these different opinions and actions. But what if it was me? What if it was you? What if it was your faith? What would you do? This is quite deep. If we look at bullying, it literally could stop you. But I feel that there is more to bullying than I can say as an outsider. So I need you to talk to me about what bullying is in the entertainment industry.
Bullying in the entertainment. First off, me, I don't think I'm the kind of person that anybody will come and meet and come and talk to anyhow, or because I don't move that way. I have a lot of people around me who love me, who care for me, and what we give, the energy that we give out is always positive. So I can't be in that space. I take myself out of situations or conversations that will put me in that space. All I know is my opinion, my experience. But granted, I mean, the bullying that I can talk about is from online trolls. I can't talk about industry bullying because I myself haven't experienced it. But what I'm now saying is everybody can talk about it, but the kind of bullying that I have experienced is not the physical bullying, but it's more of the online trolls.
What would you say is like a major consideration for you to have a collaboration with an artist in the industry? And what are your biggest collaborations yet?
The major thing is I have to vibe with the person, energy-wise, not even on a musical level, but on a personal level. The same thing with people that I work with. I don't do interviews asking about what's your work experience, but for the team on Laycon Cares Foundation, for the Jive team or anything, I am always asking about, okay, what do you think about this person? What do you think about this ideology? What do you think? Because I feel like for me, it's first things first is energy, loyalty, then experience. I feel like if you have loyalty, you can always learn how to be a better, whatever role you're playing, you can grow into it. But see, if you have experience and you don't have loyalty, they'll use that experience to rip you. So
loyalty. I say rip. What is the meaning of rip?
They will use it to collect all your money. They will use it to scam you.
You know, when I hear rip, I remember Portable.
Yes.
They will
rip you. So I'm happy with where I'm at, but I had to go back and reflect on why I was doing music for me to find that joy and happiness. It wasn't because of the sold out shows, it wasn't because of the crowd, it was because of the happiness, the fact that somebody is in my DM telling me, oh yeah, you saved my life, oh yeah, I feel this way, I have more courage, I have more confidence in myself because of what you said in this song, because of what you did in this song. Your song speaks to me, my little brother loves your song. What more can you really ask for as an artist than people connecting to you in that wavelength? So if you're an upcoming artist, work on yourself. Most important thing is believe in yourself and don't rush your growth. Don't overstretch yourself when you're not supposed to yet. Pace yourself and keep believing in yourself. That's very important. Don't try to be any other person.
What would justice mean to you over the death of Mohbad?
I mean, justice is to find out what actually did happen to him, and if there was any foul play in it, they should find out who the people that actually did it and bring them to justice. That's just justice is fair, and so they need to get to the root of it. Because the thing is, for closure, first off, for people who loved his music. I loved Mohbad's music. We have a song together, but I'm not the one to actually even go online and say, oh, this is, because I met him twice. We had video calls a couple of times, but we were not close. But I enjoyed listening to Mohbad's music because his voice is so unique, special. So justice is them finding out what exactly genuinely happened and who were the people responsible for it. And they should be brought to justice. It's that simple.